Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So in this video I'll be taking you through the process of the drafting and the stitching of this trouser pant. So if this is what you're hoping to learn, please stay tuned to the end of this video, and if you're just coming across my channel for the first time, please do well to subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to like this video. So I have placed my fabric on fold, and I'm gonna to draw a straight line for my starting point, which is the waistline. So I've also gone ahead to mark my trouser measurements, and I've extended the line to like so. So this crepe fabric is a very stretchy and stressful one, so I'll be making sure it is staying in place. So starting from the waistline, I'm going to mark my crotch line. So as you can see, I'm removing 2 inches from on top. As you can see how I placed my tape measurement, the 2 inches is for the band. The band is going to be 2 inches, so I'm going to extend the line like so. Depth is 12 inches, so minus 2 inches, which gives us 10 inches. So from the waistline, I'm going to mark my waist to hip measurement, which is 8 inches. So we are not removing any 2 inches this time around. So we are starting our measurement exactly from the waistline. So I'm going to extend the line like so. That's the hip line. So this is a method that really works for me. So I usually add 4 inches to my hip measurement. My hip measurement here is 38 inches for the purpose of the tutorial, plus 4, which is 42 inches. So 1 inch is for the front crotch sewing allowance, 1 inch for the back crotch sewing allowance, and then the remaining 2 inches for the left and the right side sewing allowance. So 42 divided by 4 will give us 10.5. So I'm going to mark that 10.5 on my crotch depth line, and I'm also going to mark that 10.5 on my waistline. So I'm going to use my ruler to extend the line like so. I'm trying to use this other color of chalk so we can see it very clearly. So taking away the 2 inches for the band, I'm going to mark the knee length. The knee length, which is 17 inches for this person. I'm going to mark it across like so, and then I'm going to also extend the line. So that will serve as my knee line. So on the crotch line, I'm going to mark 2 inches. That will be for the front crotch extension. We're going to also mark ½ inch on the hip line, and then I'm going to connect it like so. I'm going to draw the curve and join it like so. So on the waist, starting from that line, I'm going to mark my waist measurement backwards like so. My waist measurement, which is 7.25 inches. So I'm going to use my French curve to connect the waist and the hip together. So I'm going to draw the curve like so. With my French curve, I'm going to draw the hip curve. So if you don't have a French curve, you can also use your free hand to connect them. You can use your free hands to draw the curve. So the next thing we want to do is to measure what we have on the crotch line, which is 12.5. So we're going to get the midpoint of 12.5, which is 6.25. So on the knee line, we're going to mark that midpoint, which is 6.25, like so. And also on that crotch line, we're also going to mark the midpoint, like so. So I'm just going to mark that midpoint all the way through to the end of the pant. So now I'm going to use my ruler to connect all the points to form a straight line all the way down to the end of the trouser. So on this knee line, I'm going to mark the lap circumference. The lap circumference divided by 2. So we're going to mark it on both sides. We're going to share the measurement on both sides like so, dividing it into 2. So here I used 5.5 on each side, which means the lap circumference is 22 inches. Divided by 2 is 11. So 11 into 2 will give us 5.5 on both sides. So I'm just going to use my ruler to connect from the hip line to that 5.5 mark like so, and also on the crotch line too. I'm also going to connect it like so with my free hands. So I'm going to use my free hands to connect from that knee line till the end of my trouser with a straight line, since this is a straight trouser pant. So I'm going to connect it on a straight line like so, which means the end of our trouser and the lap circumference will be the same measurement. So now I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. Just pay close attention to how I'm going to cut it out. So for the back pattern, I've placed my fabric on fold, and then I placed my front pattern on the fabric that has been placed on fold. So make sure there is about 2 or 1.5 inches space or allowance at both sides and also on the upper part. So now I'm just going to go ahead and trace out this front pattern on this back pattern. So this is how it is looking after tracing it out. So now I'm just going to go ahead and mark the crotch depth line again and also the hip line. Remember, the hip line we used 8 inches and the crotch depth, which is 12 inches minus the 2 inches for the band, which gives us 10 inches. So I'm just going to extend the line a little bit like so. We don't really need to extend it all the way to the other end. So on the waistline, I'm going to go in by 2 inches like so, and then I'm going to go up on that same point by 1 inch, and I'm going to extend the line like so. So now I'm going on the crotch depth line, I'm going to go in back by 2 inches. Remember, the front crotch extension, we came out by 2 inches, so I'm going to go in back, and then I'm going to rule our straight line back like so. So from that straight line, I'm going to go in by 1 inch on the crotch depth line. So I'm just going to use my ruler to connect our new point like so. So starting from that new point, I'm going to mark 4 inches for our back crotch extension, because for ladies we have a bigger backside and hip. So on that 1 inch we came up by on the waist, I'm going to mark my waist measurement. So we're going to slant it and make sure it is equal with the side. It is equal on the side. So I've marked my waist measurement, and then I'm going to use my ruler to draw the slant line. We're going to use our ruler to draw it like a slope, so it will be on the same line. So starting from that new line, we're going to mark backwards our 10.5 that we calculated when drafting the front pattern. So we're going to mark the 10.5 backward on the crotch depth line. So we're just going to connect all our new measurements like so, from the waist to the crotch line like so. So we're going to connect it all the way down to the end of the trouser. So that allowance will serve as our sewing allowance. So all the way down like so. So also our new measurement on our crotch line, we're going to mark it all the way down also. So this extension will form our sewing allowance. So we're going to mark it all the way down. So I'm trying to be careful with this fabric. It's a really stretchy one. So I forgot to draft the back crotch curve. That is our new line. The old line is no longer valid. So I'm just going to use my free hand to draw the crotch curve like so for the back. So that's all for the drafting of the back pattern. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut it out like so. Please pay close attention to how I'm cutting it. As you can see, I'm cutting on the new line at the back, and I'm also going to be cutting our slope like so. So this is our front and our back pattern, as you can see. So I've also gone ahead to cut out my band. Unfold my band is 2.5 inches, so ½ inch for joining to the trouser. So placing the front pieces right side facing right side, I'm going to go ahead and stitch the crotch area. So this is what our trouser look like after joining the crotch area. So now I'm going to go ahead and join my band. I'm going to stitch my band across with ½ inch. So this is the front piece after joining the band. So for the back, we're also going to place the pieces right side facing right side. So from the waist, I'm going to measure and mark 8 inches. So from that 8 inches point, I'm going to join it. I'm going to join our crotch like so. So I'm doing that because our back part is going to have a zipper. So I'm also going to go ahead and join the band. After stitching the crotch area, I'm going to join the band for both pieces separately. So this is how our back pattern looks like after joining the crotch and the band. So now I'm going to place the front and the back pieces together, right side facing right side like so. I'm going to place them together, and then I'm going to stitch down both sides. This is what our pant is looking after stitching down the sides all the way down. So now to the crotch area, I'm going to take the front and the back crotch middle points and place them together and join them together like so. I'm going to secure it with my pin. So I'm just going to go ahead to the machine now to stitch down the crotch area like so. The inner part of both crotch area, I'm going to stitch it all the way down. So this is how our trouser is looking after stitching the inner, after joining the inner part. So now the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and add our zipper. So I'll be using an invisible zipper. So this is how our trouser is looking after joining the zipper. I've also gone ahead to stitch the hem of our trouser like so. So that's all for the making of this pant trouser. As you can see on the screen, the outcome of this tutorial. So see you guys in my next tutorial.